You've mentioned that one of the biggest attack vectors is us measuring Bitcoin in US dollars.
Yeah, and let me say this. uh, So let's imagine, right? There's a bunch of nodes, and those nodes are you, me, a bunch of people in this, and then the economic nodes on top. We're spending our money on top on top of this, and then there's a bunch of others that have aggregated their Bitcoin into a centralized system. Let's say that because the US dollar has to still be a centralized system. It has to be an inflationary system. And what that means is people will trust that because they're measuring in that. And they'll trust the ETFs, and many will go outside of self custody and trust somebody else. They'll pay a fee to introduce counterparty risk because they're so used to trusting other people. And they'll trust the US dollar, and they'll trust um, or a different currency, and they'll continue to trust that. These systems are opposites. Free market is deflationary. We know that's true. The system can't be. So whether this system is backed by Bitcoin or backed by gold, if it's inflationary, then it has to rehypothecate the Bitcoin or the gold. It has to suppress that price. It has to do all of these things, and it has to attack the free market in time. And so if you have your Bitcoin there, it's not your Bitcoin, but it doesn't change my Bitcoin. Because when that system says you can only use one day, I wouldn't like it, that wouldn't even happen today. But in one day, if that system said you can only use US coin, US version of Bitcoin, all of the people running nodes would say, take your US coin, and it'll look a lot like Bitcoin Cash today, right? Um, and 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 there has to be economic activity to be able to continue. That might be a chain split. It might create a whole bunch of things. It might create some pressure, but it actually didn't change Bitcoin at all. It just changed Bitcoin for the people that are using the other Bitcoin.
So would you say then that even investing in MicroStrategy is investing in the fiat system?
It is investing in the fiat system. Now, you can make. I hold some MicroStrategy in my RSP portfolio because because I have to hold it in stocks. I can't hold it, and so I think MicroStrategy is a good bet within there, and I think Saylor does a really good job. So so, but I am also aware of the risk of that the opportunity and the risk of that. And I would never hold all of my Bitcoin in there. So, um, so right now, I think Saylor is a good actor in this space. In time, in time, he will too face a choice of which system. He will face a vote of which system if the U.S. dollar did that, and then went after Saylor to this is what you have to do. The community in time will see which choice he makes. And lots of our friends, lots of people will go through that same thing as this imposes a new discipline on society that we're not used to.
And how far out do you think that is, that he has to make that choice?
Um, it's hard to know. It's really hard to know because there's so many different tail events, and the world's breaking down in its current fiat structure, and there's so many. There's going to be a race for more Bitcoin.